right, Donald. So if you come over here,
hang on, President Trump.
Sorry, whatever the fuck, President Trump. You come over here. He's a kitchen area over here. You just make yourself late night snacks. What I typically like to do is I like to make myself some bologna sandwiches.
I actually know. I don't think that's what you make. I know what you people like. You like collard greens and fried chicken. But you know what? I like that stuff too. But we're not going to be doing that anymore now that I'm president. It's going to be straight up.
Now, Donald, I'm trying to give you the keys here. All right. Did you hear that DJ Khaled song? Because I got the keys at least till January 20th. Now listen, don't be offensive, or else I'm going to have you kicked out. You understand me? All right.
You can't kick me out of my own house. I own this place.
You don't own it yet. Not just yet. It's 2016. You get in 2017. You understand me?
Whatever. What's next?
Now over here, you got the bathroom. You basically have the shitter, and this is basically where Melania can throw up after dinners. So she can do that comfortably in there, and no one will find out whatever it is that she does. You understand me?
Fair enough. Continue.
Okay. I noticed that you weren't very combative when I called your wife bulimic. This is why people call you misogynist, because you didn't even give a shit that I shitted on your wife. You understand me?
I'm equal opportunity. I'll be shitting on your wife. At least a picture of her in the bedroom every night.
No, well, that's your picture frame now, asshole. It's not mine anymore. It's your picture frame.
Please, let's finish this tour, okay? I'm very tired. I can't wait to get in this bed that you've been sleeping in for the past fucking 8 years and jerk off everywhere, all right?
Oh, well, it's your bed now. Look, those are the comforters. You see these?
Where's the Oval Office?
Look.
Okay, I'm finishing this tour now, since you're content to fucking stand around here talking about the bathroom, talking about my stupid-ass wife, binging and purging, okay? All right, this is the Oval Office. This is my fucking office now, okay? First thing I'm going to do is fucking take this desk.
I still got the keys. What the fuck are you doing?
I have those keys duplicated. They're Trump keys now, and these keys can unlock anything in the fucking country. That's what Giuliani told me, okay? You don't even know shit. I can unlock any door I want in the fucking world. It's like the skeleton key from that game Morrowind. You wouldn't know about that, okay? Because Negroes don't play video games. Thank you.
You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm D Respect.
You got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
Up to New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here. You
gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm done.
I come a lot, by the way.
You're good doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. You're listening to Double D's.
I'm Dom.
I'm D Respect. Folks, the Double D Skitcast has been out for some time now. As a matter of fact, it's been out since September 1st. In the description below, you can purchase the Double D Skitcast for the low price of $9.99. That's basically $1 a skit. The Double D Skitcast is basically a the double.
It's a piece of shit, is what it is. No one needs to buy that shit, okay? I thank you guys for electing me and all that shit. No one should buy the Double D Skitcast. No one should go on iTunes and rate it 5 stars and buy it for the low price of $9.99. Okay, it's not a good deal. Okay, you certainly shouldn't download it and tell us what you thought about it. Okay, don't do that. Get on with the show.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm the emperor now. Okay.
Well, the Double D Skitcast is an assortment of audio sketches constructed by myself and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is featured on the Skitcast. For those of you that don't know, he didn't elect Mike Pence on the Skitcast to be his vice president. He selected somebody else, maybe somebody of the what would a duck be categorized as? Not a mallard. Is a duck a mallard? Is that how you categorize them? Or
who the fuck gives a shit? You Dominicans don't know anything anyway. Why do you even talk? Why am I on this show?
We don't. But anyway, yes, the Double D Skitcast. It's available on iTunes. It's available on Google Play, and it is available on Amazon. So please get it right now. And also, please like this video because it helps the podcast out so very much. To just like it. Just all you got to do is just go right now. Like it right now. Just like. That's all. Come on.
All right, man.
All right.
So
now we're done with all that.
Now that we're done with all that, we're going to be talking about the election a lot, the U.S. election. Trump won. What were you doing, Mr. I didn't vote? What were you doing?
I was waiting in my bedroom just watching. I was streaming everything in between. You know, I was going to CNN, MSNBC. There wasn't a Fox feed. ABC. There was Russia. What is it? Russia Today, RT.
That's the weird. It's kind of a weird news.
Yeah, it's kind of
organization.
alternative media. There was the Young Turks. I was watching their stream. I was watching a few other streams. But yeah, I was just waiting around, just like everybody else. I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning for the results.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was intrigued. I mean, around what? I mean, it didn't really become a reality.
It was like 2 a.m. maybe.
Around 1:30, 2 a.m. Then it was just like, man, her, what they kept calling, what is it? Her path to victory.
Yeah,
It started to become very, very narrow, and I was just like, man, this is going to happen. We're in a fucking dream. This is a dream.
This is a God dream.
This is a God dream. This is everything. I'm trying to keep my faith, but I'm looking for more. Great song. Lovely. Continue.
Cover songs by Donald. His album's coming out soon.
Should I cover another song before you guys continue?
Go right ahead, Donald.
No, you tell me what to cover.
I Am a God by Kanye. Since we're going on a Kanye theme.
I am a god. Hurry up with my damn croissants. Get the Porsche at the damn garage. Hurry up with my damn menage. Even though I'm a man of God, my whole hand
Of course,
in the hand of God.
Of course,
thank you.
Right. Of course you are.
That was beautiful.
Where
Very
were
nice.
you?
I was at an election party. Actually, okay, you guys, I live in D.C. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland, very close to D.C. It's like a mile away from the D.C. border. Anyway, I was in D.C. at a bar. Actually, a senator, a guy who's running for D.C. council. So this guy is directly on the path to like senator, maybe president, something. Like that's just how it is in this area. And this guy, very charismatic dude, he had just got elected to DC City Council. We happened to be in the bar when they had rented out the whole top floor, so we were getting free appetizers and shit. It was awesome. We were feeling good.
What kind of appetizers? What were you getting?
It was this nice burger slider. It was like a really delicious slider.
Good bada
They had-
bing. Okay.
Yeah, they had like veggies and shit and cheese plates, whatever the fuck. So we're just watching the screen, and
You have a Jack and Diet?
I got two. Yes.
Continue.
No. Actually, the first thing I got was a Jack and Diet. Then I just got a
it's
straight
fine.
shot of
Just
Jack.
drink a Jack and Diet. It's okay.
Then I
It's
got a
okay.
straight shot of Jack. Okay. Then I got
Okay.
a.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking. Now you're speaking my language. Okay.
And we're looking at the screen, and it was like Trump had so many electoral votes, and it was like the race to 270. And I remember looking up at it, and I was like, you know what? He has so many, but Hillary's going to swing it at some point, right? She's going to.
Was this when he was around maybe the 230 something, 240
No, man.
something?
This was around like 180. He was at
Okay.
170, and then. This a friend of mine called me over and she was drunk, so I was like, naturally I ditched my friend savagely. I was like, see you later, Pew! And
I got to see about a girl.
yeah, Pew! That's a sound. That's my Japanese blogger Chan. And no, don't bring her up, please. Don't. Okay, I'm sorry. I've never apologized to you. Do not bring her up. Thank you. So, oh no, okay, it's enough. That's enough. So, please, I'm in bed with the girl. Oh Jesus!
All right, continue.
I'm in bed with the girl, and we were both looking at the results, and I was like, "Shit, this is kind of weird, isn't it?" Whatever. Took a nap, woke up like an hour later, around 2 a.m., and I look over at her, and she looks over at me. She's crying.
She woke up before you.
Yeah, because she had to be in a bed with me. That's
why.
No, but. Yeah, we're looking, and she's like, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "I think this is real." I'm looking through Twitter. I go from Twitter, CNN, Facebook, Twitter, CNN, and it's just like, "Oh, it's real." Like Hillary conceded, and she's like, "I can't believe this." I'm like, "I can't believe this shit either." She lives next to a bunch of frat bros, and they're outside cheering. I hear, and there's all a bunch of white dudes. They're like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, man, fuck yeah!" And I'm like, "You mother!" And I
We
stand
know
up.
what cheering sounds like, Dom.
And I want to, like, I do the thing where I pull down the blinds and look outside. I'm like, where the fuck are these? And I imagined running out there and slugging one of them. But then I was like, you know what? Why would I do that? It's weird to have this thought. But also I'd be vastly outnumbered. And it's like, that's also a really stupid way to react to an election. Anyway, yeah, that's where I was when I got
That's
the
what
news.
people I've seen on the internet that have been hitting each other because
Fuck that. I'm not letting no way. I'm not letting it do that to me. But so I laid back down And I literally, I was sitting in the dark. I was looking up at the ceiling. And I couldn't sleep for like 30 minutes, which is a lot for me. I was having crazy, weird thoughts about like a little shaken up in the sense that not like scared, but sort of like this is not what I was expecting. A part of me had wanted to see this in the bizarre way you want a zombie apocalypse to happen. You kind of want something bad to happen so that you can like just for something different to happen in your life. The way you kind of fantasize about evil shit sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
for the same reason we get on roller coasters, except they're not
exactly, except that it is real. And like when it happened, I was like, I take it back. I didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you manifested this?
I did. It was me. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay.
So what? I mean, up until the moments when she conceded and everything, what were you doing? Were you still in bed? Were you walking around? Did you go outside?
I was still in bed. I was just pacing around. Just in and out, maybe washing dishes or something like that. First of all, what I want to warn you guys and let you guys know is that let me not say that. What I'll tell you is this, okay? Rabrun and I are old enough to remember Democratic presidents losing. You know, we're old enough to remember John Kerry losing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're old enough to remember who lost before John Kerry? Was it Gore?
Yeah, Gore.
Oh,
Man.
Gore.
He
Gore.
lost,
That was the worst.
vote.
If you think this was bad, he actually fucking did he win Florida? Is that what he won?
I think so. Yeah, and they did a recount because
They did a recount.
They did a
stole the
recount on the
election.
fucking machine. Oh, he won. He won one. Right. He won.
Did he win all the electoral votes?
I believe he won, and then they did a recount
and
'cause
the
they said something
popular
to the
vote. He
machine.
won both.
Right, and they said something about the machines that were fucked up.
Yeah, the hanging chads. I think that's what it was.
Dude, this is worse. I mean, in terms of like, because he actually won. Like he just won.
Yeah.
And it's like
No. Before you go,
go
let me
ahead,
just
go
explain something to them. So we're old enough to remember a time when we lost, when we were pulling for someone and they lost to the big bad white man with the big cigar. Even though Al Gore's white and so is John Kerry, but you understand what we mean. The big bad Republican. A lot of what Rabrun and I are experiencing, and we've spoken about this in private, is, we're experiencing a lot of people that have experienced failure, at least disappointed by the political system for the very first time, because it's been 8 years of Barack Obama. So a lot of what you're going to hear, you may not want to hear, because some of it may apply to some of you out there. It may apply. If you want to tell us to go fuck ourselves, that's fine. Politics is a very sensitive subject. No one has it right. It's just everybody's opinion in the fucking pot. So anything of what you're about to hear, if you think we're fucking assholes for it, then that's fine. But it is what it is, and yeah. But what I will say is that I was pacing around the time when it was kind of happening, and the one thing that to me at least really let me know that I was so glad that I didn't vote for Hillary. So glad that I didn't vote for her was what she did after she had conceded. When she told John Podesta to come out there and tell all her fucking supporters to just go home. They literally said go home at the the Jacob Javits Convention Center is huge. It's huge.
that's
And I
so
even suspected that
annoying.
because of the size of her venue, I thought that she had won, because when Obama was elected president for the first time in 1998, it was...
Hey, chill.
Sorry, 1998. 2008.
98, dude?
2008.
How could you say that? How could you say 1990? I don't let it go.
I don't know. It's because it had an 8 in it. I'm sorry.
All right.
How could
sorry, go
you?
ahead.
There was that very long, it was this very long stage, and it was like this grand thing out in Chicago that I figured she won because of that reason. Because you saw Trump was sort of in like a hotel banquet kind of venue. It was like really small, but that really let me know the kind of person that she was, and it also let you know what were the concerns of a lot of people, which was the status of her health. You don't know what her, it's 2-3 in the morning. Who knows what sort of medical procedures Hillary has to do in order to go to bed, how many fucking pills she has to take. You don't know. So she was kind of just like, you know what, I fucking lost. I'm just going to fucking stay home. Whatever. I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Whatever. Go
I never
home.
thought about it that way. From
Yeah,
the health angle.
her health was an issue for. I don't know if it's not set in stone, but it was an issue, you know?
To be frank with you, because that's what we do on this podcast. We're frank. We give it to you straight. You know what I'm saying? What I was thinking was like, this is why you lost. You know what I mean? Like you can't even come out and address people. Like I don't care really if you're doped up, like your health and all that shit. I mean, like you got a job, like on the deepest level. Like doesn't she get it? It's like, I mean, if there was a health issue, like obviously, you can't, right? I mean, like if that's the issue, then okay, I can't say shit about that.
Right.
But like, isn't this the job you wanted?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, isn't this what you're supposed to do? Is just fuck. And this is why it's like she doesn't have the charisma. She doesn't talk. No one wants to listen to her speak. I mean, like, I guess like the concession speech, some people listen to it. I didn't even listen to it, dude.
I heard it.
I was really disappointed. I mean, like
she followed, well, she didn't follow Obama because she did her speech before Obama, but they all basically followed each other's lead, which is, what is it? The graceful transfer of power. I believe that's the concept is called. You know, obviously what you would expect. You know, you didn't, you know, I did appreciate the fact that she showed some form of emotion, I think towards the beginning of it when she really stressed that it's going to take a while for her to get over this. You know, and she kind of just had this grimacing look on her face, and I was like, I like that. You see, if you would have shown more of that.
That we need, but that's the thing is we needed that, and she's a politician.
Yeah.
She is established.
I cannot show emotion.
I cannot. She doesn't know how to pull that shit out, dude. And it's like, honestly, if she had just... It's like
it bothers me. I lost this fucking idiot. It bothers me.
Yeah, but okay, then let's hear that.
Right, let's hear it.
Really, you're gonna vote for this cocksucker? You're gonna vote for him?
Right.
If she had screamed that at the top of her lungs, shaking, she would have got you to feel something. Because we forget something, man. We forget that like you're flesh and blood. And honestly, even though these people are all kind of like they're fake as fuck and shit, like. There are some people like Obama who understand that he's talking to flesh and blood through a screen, and he understands he can get your blood boiling and he can get it pumping by saying certain things. So, but he can do it very naturally. Hillary doesn't have that. Trump has it. Trump has it in the way Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan had it, dude. I'm telling you, man, he makes you laugh. He makes you laugh, and he says shit like, yeah, because you'd be in jail. And I laughed. It doesn't even matter if I didn't believe
he has
what he
good.
said.
He has good timing. He has good delivery.
But you know what laughing is? It's like my heart is pumping, and he made me feel something. Even if he makes you feel like angry. I don't think Hillary would make anybody angry, dude, for what she's saying. Like, down to the email stuff, it's just like... And the pussy grabbing thing for Donald, everything worked in his favor. People were mad about the pussy grabbing. Trump was basically the greatest. I don't know if you call it judo, but he's like a counterpunch. It's like you hit him, and he's gonna grab your fist and like fling you across. Like your energy will get transferred. Into,
uses your own momentum against you.
She didn't have that, so it's like. Basically, in many kung fu movies, there's stuff like there's this trope like forget what you know. You know what I mean? Like, or even, okay, let's take Doctor Strange, for instance. By the way, excellent movie. But, like, one of the things about Doctor Strange is, like, he was an amazing, he had amazing photographic memory. He was, like, a super pompous asshole who was really good at his job. But he breaks his hand. He goes to see Tilda Swinton, the great old one, ancient one. And she's like, you need to forget everything you know. You don't know jack shit. And he's like... yeah, I do. I know everything. She hits him so hard in his chest that his astral form leaves, and he's just sent through different universes and shit. But like, the point is, he had to forget everything he thought he knew in order to learn about this new world. In the same way, I felt like she needed to sort of get lower to the ground. It's like guerrilla warfare versus... I feel like Trump is like guerrilla warfare, where Hillary was still doing rank and file combat, where she's standing there with a bunch of red coats aiming at a bunch of blue coats.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, he's out in the bushes, he's digging ditches, he's like making those spikes with those trenches coated in shit.
You've got like you've got soldiers lined up, just just a set of Kit Kat bars, just one after another, just
exactly
plainly
knocked down, because it's like your opponent cannot be killed with conventional weapons. That's what we were dealing with. We were like, he was stronger than any of us thought he was because of that. Because everyone kept laughing, everyone kept laughing at him, and it's like he laughed his ass to the bank because I keep saying we, but I mean like it's really like the Democratic Party and it's Hillary and it's like the dirty shit they did to Bernie, all that stuff, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna smear him, it's like you better fucking have something better than he did. Like, you better be ready. And they weren't ready for it, man, because she should have. It's like, I wish she had stripped herself of that shit. It's like, dude, be a human, man. Just talk. Stop smiling when he's talking. Interrupt him if you need to. Say,
all
God
these people
fucking
have
damn.
advisors. They have advisors and people
But it's
that
like, you
think
need
that
to
they
shed
know
them as
they
well.
have
Do you know what I mean?
strategists. You know, they have
Yeah,
people
but it's like, that hurt her, though, man. Dude is fucking talking about porn and grabbing pussies and shit, dude. And he still won, dude. The game is not the same anymore, man. And that's something like
there was a bit of optimism that went in that. There was a certain optimism that went into the fact that no, I'm going to, she got dirty with him. But there's this thought of the American people want somebody who's blah, 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 blah. Whereas Trump went, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the same fucking person. You're going to love me for it. But she just went like, you know what? I think the American people have more integrity than that. And I guess we didn't. We didn't.
She needed to get dirty, and
She
she
needed
needed to
to.
slug him. Say to, he's used to this world of saying dirty shit to people, kind of like, and he's doing a fucking reality star, dude. And life is reality TV now. And she should have said some shit like "fuck you," on camera.
Well, she did. When I was
she
here.
didn't.
Well, I think it's during the second or third debate. She said when I was doing this and this and this at the Senate, he was complaining about an Emmy that he wasn't able to win for the Celebrity Apprentice. He only did it once.
Right, but that's
But
not.
then
it
it bounced right back off of him, just like you said, because when she had said that, I think he sort of said, yeah, because I have a good show. Yeah, the show's good. Yeah, I should have won.
Right.
Because she was making a point that, he always complains when he loses. He always says it's a conspiracy. He always says this. He always says that. So he just sort of bounced right off of him like a fucking Jigglypuff. And he was just like, dude, yeah, it's a good show. She's good. Yeah.
She needed that kind of energy that comes out when
Jigglypuff. I wanted to trigger you with that one.
I loved it. I was going to mention it, but I wanted to keep the conversation flowing. But now it's not. Now we're going to talk about Jigglypuffs. You happy now? Now we got a Jigglypuff at office for the next 4 years, okay? Jigglypuff is my favorite Pokemon. Go ahead, ask me why.
Why?
It's pink. It's fluffy. It's round and puffy.
Okay.
It's lovely. I love Jigglypuff.
We don't
Thank
have
you.
to talk about Jigglypuff.
Yes, we do. Thank you. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
So, dude, she should have said some shit that some people would have hated, even people in her party. She should have said, like, dude, it's time for a fucking woman to be in office. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I'm a fucking woman. Like, she should have said fuck. You know what I'm talking about, dude? Like, that level of just, like, I don't give a shit. If you're going to swing at me this way, I'm going to do it to you. So, it's been, what, a day?
About a day.
It's been about a day.
We've seen a lot of people crying.
That's the shit that I'm just like, stop it. A good friend of mine called me and she's like, I need someone to tell me that it's going to be fine. And I'm like, dude, and I'm like, don't let them do this to you. Because the thing is about Trump supporters, and we're going to get, I think, a little bit into the psyche of these guys in a sec. But like, the thing about them is I think a lot of them, it was like you vote on different levels. You vote for personality. You vote for who you want to be a figurehead of the country. I think a minority of us, I'm not even including myself in this, are a very educated portion of the population who understand everything about foreign policy and live, breathe, die politics and all that shit. And then there's a portion of us who, like, I mean, there's a portion of politics and voting that is like, I think it's like parallel. I don't know how to really describe this. Maybe you can help me describe this better, but it's like voting directly against people. It's like voting against the SJWs, against BLM, against everyone who called you a racist when you aren't one, or you feel like you're not one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Racists who don't think they're racist. It's voting like parallel. It's like every time someone said some shit online that you didn't like, it's about them. So like I was listening to some Rogan episode yesterday, and it was live, and I wanted to see the comment. So it was Bert Kreischer was on the episode. They were talking about comedy. It had nothing to do with the politics at all. I saw what I suspected I'd see. So many Trump supporters or people who are just Trump trolls just going like, build the wall, Trump, MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Mm-hmm. Just all this shit, like, Donald is in, motherfuckers. Get the fuck out, motherfuckers. That type of shit. And we're familiar with internet trolls. I don't think most people have dealt with them or kind of understand them on any level, but it's like That's what we're dealing with. And you know, like, the energy they feed on, it's like attention, and it's like you getting upset is like the optimal result. The optimal result is them knowing that they got to you and that you were moved in a negative way by what they said, or you were butthurt or like triggered by them. They want that. So they want to see Miley Cyrus crying. They want you to think that everything is going to go to shit. Actually, I mean, we actually don't know what's going to fucking happen, but like, this is what I'm saying is like, this is the energy they feed on. I think a lot of people voted to strike at people our age who are really liberal and kind of have been comfy. You know what I mean? In terms of like you said,
we've gotten everything that we've wanted. We've gotten everything that we've
for
wanted.
the last 8 years, we've had a really good
every
run.
agenda. Well, let's not say every agenda,
Right,
but you know,
right.
as a generation, I guess you would say, you know, well, I'm not a part of it because I'm not necessarily educated, but you know, you would just say that just the typical just educated millennial in this country that's been indoctrinated, you included, and that's a word that I use I use it purposefully. I do use the word indoctrinated because that's what it seems like it's happening, because it's like a disease that's spreading. It's like one hive mind, and that's the face that I saw when I saw people crying. It's when I saw people crying, and you know, they showed women, and of course, there's a reason why the news shows you this. I always say it. There's a reason why they show it to you, because they know the emotion that's going to come out. People don't ever consider. They just ignore the media, and it's like they just think that this is Donald Trump and it's Hillary. No, you never speak to these people. These people don't talk about themselves. They don't have podcasts. They don't divulge information about themselves. We hear about these people through news networks and people that feed us their agenda and, you know, the way that they see it fit. But when I saw those faces, I was just like, man. It's true. It's like every time that I've heard someone be upset because, say, for example, you know, I have a daughter and I don't want my daughter to share a bathroom with some dude who considers himself to be a female, so he can take his dick out and piss. You know, it's like, no, I'm not transphobic. I don't want my fucking daughter to see a dick, man. I don't want her to see that. So it's every person who imposed their ideology in such a passively aggressive manner where they could just, you know, we'll sum up the word and say social justice assholes, because that's pretty much what they've been. Every person that cries, they were moved so much to the point where it's ridiculous. It's like, this is politics. This isn't something that you... Well, I don't understand what these people think is at stake here.
You don't get your way all the time. You don't get your way.
You don't get your way all the time.
That's how this country works, and that's the thing. We forgot that. And look, that's the thing. Don't forget, man. If you're fucking black, you understand this on a deep level, man. You know this shit because it's like, remember how like black people have still been getting gunned down and shit and treated like dog shit.
I think everybody remembers. Yes,
for the past 8 years. Don't forget that shit, man. It's like
still happening. It's still happening.
Yes,
even
and that's still gonna happen.
It doesn't matter.
So
it's like he represents, okay, just like Hillary. I don't think Hillary represents social justice, politically correct assholes. She doesn't represent that extreme person, just like Trump doesn't represent that extreme fucking racist.
But you know what's crazy though, and I had to admit this, he had their vote 100%.
The racist.
Every
well, somebody's got to get their vote every year. Somebody's got to.
Yeah, but every racist, like truly the deplorables, like those guys, like he had all of them.
Using
and like
Hillary language now. Huh?
Yeah, they didn't stay home, dude. You know this, man. They did not stay home like some people I know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, what can
like
you do
some
about
people
that?
I know?
What can really
they didn't stay home.
Fuck you. What can really be said about that? I mean, because what I've been hearing is you know, of course, everybody who votes for Trump is a racist. Everybody, and I think it's very irresponsible to say that, because what that implies is that Hillary was just the greatest candidate. You should overlook her flaws.
I don't think it implies that.
I think it implies that. The reason why I think it implies that is because your conclusion is that's what these people were, totally ignoring that they're voting for Trump because maybe they don't want Hillary to be in office. It's like the lesser of both evils argument doesn't apply. when almost everybody was doing the whole lesser of both evils thing, because everybody was sort of just like, well, they're both kind of shitty decisions.
Look,
so
man,
why is it because they're racist?
Every Trump supporter wasn't a racist. I'm saying that now.
Well, of course not every. I
This
don't
might
think
sound-
people are saying
dude,
that. They're saying that mostly.
Dude, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people
Yeah,
are going to
mostly.
think. And I had some people on one of my videos who were like, "Oh, I lost respect for you for voting for Hillary," and shit. And like, and we're not gonna. And I think we're gonna lose some people in this argument. And by the way, you guys, like, if you guys don't agree with us, there's some shit. I'm not gonna like duke it out with you.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot. I'm sure a lot of people in this audience are made up of some people that feel like, holy shit, what are we gonna do now? I feel so sad. You don't even know what you're depressed about. You don't even know, because you've been manipulated this whole time to believe that your life is going to take some dramatic turn because you think that somehow Donald Trump is going to overturn fucking Roe v. versus Wade, and all of a sudden abortion is going to become a criminal act. You think that's going to happen?
Probably no one in American politics history has been more in favor of abortion than him. Probably. I think he's probably, who do you think has the highest fetus kill count? Probably JFK and him, right? Highest fetal kill count.
Listen, dear Spec, you invited me on this show to talk about how many fetuses I've killed in my life, okay? I'm here to tell you guys the truth.
Sir, I would imagine that before this election, you would have been pro-choice.
I was. Yes, pro-choice.
But you know what?
I get to choose what I want to eat at Denny's. That's what we're talking about, right?
Your way, right away. But you know what? That's kind of, well, you know, obviously Hillary flip-flopped on a few things because, you know, for years and years and years she was anti-gay marriage. And I believe she was anti-abortion as well, I believe. She was anti-abortion.
Dude, there's so many creepy shit. But like, I really want to hammer home this fact, man. You don't always get your way in life, and this concept of fairness and all this shit, don't forget, man. I got to talk about this on a world angle. There's a lot of shit that's happening, like Brexit, this crazy Filipino president, Putin still in power. We're just getting a little taste right now, maybe a pretty decent taste of how fucked up it is everywhere. And like nationalism, I'm not going to use that word because I don't even know what the fuck it means. We have a lot of like right-wingers.
Nationalism is Trump.
Right. But like, we have a lot of these guys getting into power around the world right now. And it's like, dude, these things swing back and forth, and that's how this country has been formed. So that, like, and I guarantee you, dude, like, there's so many people who didn't vote this time, and they're gonna feel it. They're feeling it right now. I wish I'd come out.
I'm feeling it.
You know what?
I'm feeling. Why are we feeling it? Why?
Because I mean, a lot of them probably didn't want Trump to win, but they didn't fucking vote either. And now this is what happens.
Well, it depends where you're at. She won the popular vote. Where are these people? You see, I live in New York City, man. It's just, you know, on top of how I feel about voting, it's just I live in a blue state, man. I live in a blue state. It does not fucking matter. Even a guy who was born in Trump was born in Queens. Trump has buildings he made his empire here in New York City, and even still, Hillary Clinton wins New York City. It doesn't make a difference whether I vote or not. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Now, if I'm living in a battleground state, maybe you could call me more of an asshole. I don't know if I'll grow up with those very same feelings towards voting. I don't know. But this is a blue state, man. So it really would have made a difference to me.
Okay, I'm not a political expert. I really wish I could contest you on that. If we were talking about Doctor Strange's abilities, I think we could argue a little bit better on that level.
No, I mean, there's nothing really to contest. I mean, you know, you're in a blue state too. It doesn't fucking matter what the fuck you did. Fuck you.
It's symbolic. It is really symbolic.
It is symbolic. It's you're fulfilling your civic duty. But let's not make this about voting, because we've talked about voting before.
Yeah. I do. I want to talk about the mentality, man. About like this losers mentality. What was that?
Mentality of who?
The losers. I mean, like the liberals lost, Democrats lost. I mean, the House and the Senate. I mean, it's got a Republican majority now. So like, this thing I'm talking about, the crying.
I think Paul Ryan is going to be the Speaker of the White House. I think, and Rudy Giuliani is going to. What the fuck is Rudy?
They're talking about him being Secretary of Attorney General.
Oh my God, really?
I mean, that's what I heard.
Newt Gingrich is going to be in his cabinet too. Secretary of State. Okay,
supposedly.
He's become less annoying over the years, Newt.
Dude, I don't know enough about him.
No, you're an asshole.
But like this, so the crying and shit is what annoys me, because it's like, again, back to the thing about the trolls. That's what they feed on. So that's why you need to not do that. Don't let
See,
them
but
see.
I fed on that a little bit. I mean, I don't antagonize people, but I feed
on it in a way that I think it's really funny. It's like, you really
some
like.
part of me got some amount of satisfaction out of it. I got some amount of satisfaction.
I did too. I did too in a way that's like.
I think I would have gotten satisfaction if I would have seen those fucking dumb fucking frat boys at Trump's headquarters.
You just want to see some suffering. I want to see somebody cry.
You know what I want to see? I want to see this voting system, this political system that you believe in so much. I want to see it hurt you, and I want to see how this abusive relationship is just going to build more momentum for you to come back and do the same thing again 4 years later. Until you come back and do it again 8 years later and 12 years later. And I don't know the multiples of 4 is enough to continue. That's it.
And so do you feel like you're sitting in the back of the class just like laughing at it, the whole thing?
I am sort of.
I feel that way too a little bit, but I just don't. I hope that we don't actually see any policies like the Haitian Execution Act where they just execute all Haitians.
I'm fine with that. I signed that off.
You're gonna get to do you're gonna find out. You're gonna get like a some kind of paternity test and find out that you're like 90% Haitian.
I'm sure there's a percentage of Haitian in me.
Oh Jesus!
Right now,
right. Well, what do you like? He just put out his 100-day plan or something like that. Because the thing about Trump is like he doesn't have like policies. He's been really weak on that in terms of like nuts and bolts. What's gonna happen? It's been all like hyperbole.
Reappear Obamacare. Well, that's what I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with just demolishing Obamacare.
Yeah.
There were a couple other things that he wanted to do. He wanted to. I'm not sure how to word this, but he wanted to end the possibility of any politician being an ambassador overseas or collecting money from foreign countries or something to the effect of that. Forgot the other things that he wanted to do. Because I heard his speech about 2 weeks ago when he addressed the first 100 days. But I guess I'll listen to that again. But as far as
I actually have the list right here in front of me.
Okay, what's the list,
gentlemen?
Okay.
First, propose a constitutional amendment.
Obama wanted me to give you the keys, by the way. There you go.
Thanks. I have the keys, like Khaled.
Mm-hmm.
I'll impose term limits.
Jay-Z has them.
Second, a hiring freeze on all federal employees to reduce federal workforce through attrition.
Okay.
Fourth, a 5-year ban on White House and congressional officials drinking Jack and Diet Cokes.
No. Read that one.
A 5-year ban on White House and congressional officials becoming lobbyists after they leave government service.
Right.
Sixth, no fatties. Okay?
No Rosie
You think that's funny? You won't be laughing after I take away all your fatties, okay?
Okay.
Seventh, all pussy comes to me, okay?
Read the list.
What else? First, I will announce my intention to renegotiate NAFTA or withdraw from the deal under Article 7. What are all these trade things? I don't know what
the only thing that I know about NAFTA is that it's like the North American trade deal. It's like a deal that we did with Canada and with South America.
No. This is the big one. This is a big one. 7, cancel billions in payment to UN climate change programs and use the money to fix America's water and environmental infrastructure.
So no more money in climate change research.
Dude, yeah, he's like put the kibosh on that shit hard. And put more money into like coal, like fossil fuel research or some shit.
Right. It's not real.
It's like, I'm not like, I don't understand their thing of like, it's obvious that like this resource is going to be depleted, right? And it's like, wouldn't we want like to use solar and wind and like renewable energies? Like
we would think, right, it would be more cost effective.
It doesn't seem like a liberal or conservative thing though, but it's become that for some reason. It's become a thing of like party lines. For some fucking reason, I don't get it.
I don't know. He's had the benefit of being able to just like not really divulge much of his policy because it's just been about just insults. So now you get to really find out. I had no clue. I didn't hear or wasn't paying attention when they discussed global warming. I know he didn't believe in it because he sort of has to take that position, I think.
I think there was a lot of positions he had to take.
Yeah, there were a lot of positions that to just fit into because he wasn't going to call himself. He wasn't going to be a fringe candidate because if he was a Green Party member, he wouldn't have been taken half as seriously, even less seriously than he was taken.
My roommate told me that 15,000 people voted Harambe.
They did? I believe that.
I hope they all get executed. I hope they get executed first.
That's great.
In Trump's totalitarian government.
Did you see the town hall debate between Jill Stein and Gary Johnson?
No.
Where they asked Jill Stein was talking about the effects of marijuana and how marijuana is dangerous and it could cause death. And then all of a sudden, Gary Johnson, just no fucks given anymore. Gary Johnson just sort of acts like he's having a stroke. He falls on the floor. He's like,
Are you joking?
No, he did it. Check it out.
When was this?
Dude, he did this like maybe a week and a half ago, I think.
Gary Johnson's seizure?
It was great. The moderator looked at him like, holy shit, what's happening? And then she just noticed immediately that he was being a dick. That was great. You see, you can't have stooges like that be presidents because that is another level. That's like being a person to the level of not being sensational about it. He's just.
But Johnson is. I mean, like we're talking about stooges. I mean, Trump is a stooge.
But yeah, he's a sensationalist. You know, he makes. Look at his hair. It's a big presentation. He knows what he's doing. He's orange. Like he's not a real person. He doesn't look like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to ask you: Are you looking up the video?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
It's great.
I typed in Gary Johnson's seizure. And
not a seizure, heart attack, or Gary Johnson heart attack. That's a stroke or something.
He's so stupid.
He's great. Now, what's really interesting is that.
Wait. He grabs his heart. She's laughing. The moderator is just laughing.
Yeah. I didn't see what Jill Stein's reaction to it was though.
Jill Stein just like shakes her head.
Like idiot. This is why people don't take it seriously. You fucking you moron. You moron.
What a dummy.
He doesn't know what Aleppo is. I don't know what Aleppo is either. What's Aleppo?
It's a city.
It's Aleppo. Like it's. I thought Aleppo was a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Uh-huh.
Can I talk about it?
Okay. Eddie, who did you vote for?
Trump.
And why?
Because I went to this hotel once.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what happened when I went there, okay? My wife is black, by the way.
Okay.
I have two wives. My first wife is black.
How is that relevant to this conversation at all?
Look, I'm not racist. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay?
All right.
Okay,
We weren't questioning whether you were racist.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. You're right. But anyway, look.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear, okay? Because people call me racist.
Mm-hmm.
I have 7 mulatto children, okay? 7 mulatto kids. None of them are female. Anyway, I was at a Trump hotel. I had the most delicious linguine. For an appetizer, I had linguine. It was delicious. Okay? This man has created delicious pasta experience for me. So naturally I wanted to vote for him. But I was going to answer your question.
This is disgusting.
What are you talking about?
Just hearing you talk is just disgusting. Anyone who's eating right now, and you're talking
What
about
are you talking
food,
about? I'm eating right now. I'm having some pasta.
I know you are. You're fucking feeding food through your umbilical cord.
Look, Aleppo is what you get when you get a little bit of tomato, right?
Okay.
And you put it on a cheeseburger. And you put that cheeseburger on top of another cheeseburger. You understand?
I get you, Eddie.
And then you get the dick sucked while you're eating the cheeseburgers.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
That's Aleppo.
Eddie, leave. Just get out of here. What are you talking about? I'm seriously. This is when I know I've hit a low point in life, when I'm listening to Underwater Eddie explain to me what a fucking Aleppo is. I could have just looked it up on fucking Google, and I was seriously anticipating for Eddie to tell me what the fuck. Okay, I guess
he told you what it is. It's a capital of Syria.
I have an I'm an asshole T-shirt on right now.
Oh Jesus Christ! Aleppo is a city in Syria. And apparently it's a stronghold for
ISIS.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Eddie, by the way, later will tell us what ISIS is. And I'll give you a little hint, a little hinty poo. It's not what you think it is.
Right?
Actually, not. It's a gelato. Get it right.
It's okay.
All right.
I got you.
Oh yeah, so he didn't know what that shit was, and by the way, we haven't been talking about war. I mean, like this, like really, like it's. I think he's gonna be like a very, very hard on that realm, dude. I think it's gonna get
very
tough.
hard in the sense of what?
like defense budgets increasing and like going out and like whooping some ass, brown ass. You know what I'm talking about? Like bombing places and shit. I think it's just
business as usual.
But more
Business as
probably.
usual, but people, I guess, will pretend like this is something that was never happening.
You're right though, because Obama, like, yeah, he was responsible for a bunch of drone strikes and shit, and our presence overseas.
Right. You know, but people act like this is just a new thing that's happening now, I guess.
Okay. I mean, look, a part of me is, I had some kind of crazy thought earlier today. I was like, what? How mad what if like Trump was like an ultimate Trojan horse, where he basically did something where it's like day one, he's like, I meant what I said, black people. I fucking meant it. And listen.
What he worded just like that.
Yeah, I meant it, and he just nonstop. Everything he says is about pumping money into black communities. Just not like.
Oh wait, I thought you meant I meant what I said. Black people, I'm gonna kill. Like I thought that's what you meant.
No. In the sense of just like
okay, like I'm gonna do something for you.
Yeah, but just like constantly, just like, and he doesn't even address white people. It's just like let's fix this shit. Like I'll give you guys everything. Fucking skin off my back.
A $1 bajillion, dude. If he did that,
I would be so like, it would be amazing. Because you know what's crazy is like, I think a lot of black people would just be like baffled if he did more than Obama. And that would be like the ultimate, like, because you know what, that wouldn't be any crazier than what's happened. Like, this is nuts already. But how could he get more nuts? Let's double that. Let's triple down on the nuts.
But you know what? But you can't be Obama and do too much for blacks, because when it comes time to elect Hillary Clinton, then what are white people supposed to think? White people are going to. I mean, look, she didn't get the nomination anyway, but they're supposed to think, oh, okay, business as usual. You're going to do the same thing that the last guy did. You don't give a shit about us. You just care about the blacks. So you can't lean too much of a side, because you're always trying to pass the baton, and that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing about being a president. You're not a king. You're not a monarch. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pass that baton, and when it comes time to be passed, it's like, hey, this person believes in what I believe in. That's why you should vote for them. So the people who are in opposition of you, they're like, oh, so wait a minute. So they're going to do the same exact shit? What, you'd pump all this money? If Trump does that, I mean, you know, that's not going to happen. At least not at first.
But it's just a funny thing for you.
Not at first, but that's not going to make him very electable going into the, I mean, unless he sort
black
of
people would just
offsets
rally.
that.
They'd rally. I mean, like, out of like a confused way they would.
You know what I'm really annoyed at? I'm annoyed at also. I'm annoyed at like certain posts that I've seen on Instagram of like certain celebrities, and like everything starts with like as a black man, and I'm like, dude, listen, you are not the first in line right now to be disappointed. See, this is why I keep thinking of association. People are like, I feel like they're lumping him up with like police brutality. They're lumping him up with that. And it's like, where exactly does the race component work? If the race component worked with anybody, it was more with her than anybody. Her husband incarcerating so many fucking blacks and browns that he apologized for it at the fucking NAACP. He made an NAACP speech where he's like, well, you know, I was wrong to do, you know, to implement the 3 strikes. And I forgot what the fuck the other bill that he signed.
Dick sucking bill.
You know, he apologized for it. So it's like where does the
if we're talking about just like
xenophobic is a word that Americans have to learn to use that word, because the
whole "Make America Great Again" mantra, like that platform is loaded, and I think that's the most racist part of the platform. It's just like this,
but
this
it's
rhetoric.
It's a blanket. It's a bumper sticker. It doesn't mean anything.
It kind of does, dude.
I don't think it does. It's just a stupid bumper sticker. It doesn't mean anything.
That's what you're thinking. But like, just think about the guy. Like, it works on many levels. That's why it's a loaded, honestly brilliant.
Okay, so it's brilliant because it implies something, but it doesn't at the same time.
Yes, dude. Right, just
it's
think
open-ended.
about that.
It's open-ended.
Like, what does it say to Cletus, who lives in Alabama, or not even Cletus, John, who lives in Alabama, who kind of is really mad about BLM and just tired of hearing black people complain all the time.
But why is it BLM? Why isn't it that middle? Why isn't it that middle America factory worker whose jobs got taken overseas, and whether he's black or brown or green, green. I want to make this country great for you again. You lost your jobs. You know,
that's how he interprets it. But I'm saying like
that's how he interprets it. Yeah, no. But in terms of let's use the word branding. It's genius. It's genius in that way because it invokes something out of you without saying it.
Right.
It does. You're absolutely right. But
like,
the way
you want to go back to when they used to shut up? You know what I'm saying? That's what.
When
they used to swing from the trees.
Look, man. Maybe call me naive, but I do not believe. I don't believe for 1 second that this man is sitting. His supporters, completely different story.
Right.
You can't control the way your supporters feel. Just like Obama couldn't. Obama couldn't control. Do you remember Jeremiah Wright?
No.
Jeremiah Wright was a pastor at a church that Obama had been going to for 20 years before he became president. Jeremiah Wright had this one video. I'll link it in the description below. Had this one video that almost killed Obama's candidacy. I don't know I think it was when he was first trying to be elected. It's Jeremiah Wright, at church, and he's like, "America's chickens are coming home to roost." And he was just like this anti-white dude, and he was just going out. Jeremiah Wright was like venomous, and of course, whites, Fox News, everybody was like, "Oh, so this is the guy that you're associated with." Obama can't control what Jeremiah Wright says any more than Donald Trump could control what the head of the KKK had approved him.
Yeah,
and that was one of the parts of Trump's sort of, I think he had one very serious moment where he was willing to, all right, don't be ridiculous, and sort of don't insult me. Like, do you really think when they said, well, the head of the KKK supports you, and he was like, have you heard of it? He was like, oh, I have. He's like, okay, I denounce that. Like, all right, that's it. No, I'm not cool with that. Whatever. It's got nothing to do with me. Like, what do you want me to do? Yes, he's.
You're right. No one would believe it. Even that's kind of a funny thing about him. It's like no one would even believe it, even if he sincerely doesn't want to be associated with it. Which I honestly believe that. Look, I think he's a classist. I think he wants to hang out with every rich, upper middle class black person. He would take them a million times over any lower or a poor white person in terms of money. I think you know what I mean. I think he's a money guy. He wants to be where the money is.
Yeah. The beginning of the campaign, there were a lot of racist, there were a lot of racist seeds that were planted. Like at rallies where it was like, back in the day they would just grab that guy and there were a lot of things that were planted, and that sort of grew into, his racist supporters and all that shit. But I'm looking at the man separately from his supporters. Has he said a lot of divisive shit? Yes. That's the game that he had to play, whether if 10 or 20% of him feels that way, whatever the fuck, that's the game that he had to, no different than Hillary having to having to fucking lie to herself and tell herself that she gives a shit about the union between a man and a woman and a woman. Do you actually think she gives a shit about that? Just like Anderson Cooper asked her, will you say anything to get elected? He literally asked her that in a debate, because it's true. She'll say anything. Just like why is it so outlandish that we would think that he would be so fucking extreme on the hate? Just like she's so extreme on the progression. You can play either side. You can play either of it. Went off on a tangent. I apologize.
No, it was good. I was listening. I was
for once, huh? Were you?
Yes.
America's chickens. Go ahead.
All right, I got to say a couple things.
Okay.
I got to say a couple things about what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man. This country's racist. I take back everything I was saying before, okay?
What do you mean you take it back? What does that mean?
I take it back.
You can't take it back. Everything.
I can take it back. Can you take this pasta back that I just ordered?
No.
Please?
No.
Take back this Aleppo that I just got. Please. I don't want it no
That's
more.
not what Aleppo is. I looked it up.
It's not good. I don't want it.
Okay.
Please, somebody.
Okay, you were going to explain what ISIS is. All right, go ahead, Eddie.
All right, ISIS. Let me get a sip of this.
Oh, God.
ISIS is a very specific type of gelato you can get.
Okay.
You can get it in Brooklyn from the white girls, the white girl gelato shop.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pain in my chest. Call the cops. Respect.
I'm not.
Please.
I'm not calling anybody.
Bye.
I'm not calling anybody.
Eddie just fell down, dude. He was explaining.
Can I tell you something?
What?
In the middle of Eddie, when he started talking about ISIS, I started looking at something on my table here. I was listening to a fucking word. and then all I heard was, call the cops. I'm not doing that. I'm not concerned. What just happened?
Eddie is on the floor, just foaming at the mouth in his fishbowl. He's about to die.
How did we get to this point?
I don't know, man. The same way Trump got elected, dude.
There you go. That was performance art from Eddie. Good job. All right. Now, he risked his life for it, but he did a good job. Good job.
Yeah, man. He had 5 heart attacks this year, though, Eddie. So it's not a big deal. He'll get over it. He always gets over it somehow.
But by the way, before we finish this podcast, I want to say big shout out to DeAndre, who I met. It was the second time I met DeAndre. A listener of the show, of the Double D's podcast. I was at a podcasting event in Brooklyn, New York City, and DeAndre was there. We were at a podcast event to meet Combat Jack of the Loudspeakers podcast network, and I met him there. It was all love. It was good. It was cool.
Very nice, you guys. If you see me in the street, please say hi to me and wave. Don't expect me to talk to you too long because I'm just gonna shake your hand, say like 10 words, and then eject. Because I'm just like that.
DeAndre told me he didn't like you, by the way. It's just been between me.
That's cool. If you're a girl, though, however, I will talk to you for a very long time and perhaps some other things. So please hit me up. I gotta say this to you: a girl who watches DSC, all right, waved at me while I was at Whole Foods.
Oh, just DSC. She doesn't listen to Double D's.
I think it's just DSC.
Oh, fuck her. She's worthless then.
Yes, she's a DSC fan. She waved at me. Cute girl walking with her boyfriend. I think it was a boyfriend. I don't know who it was.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the story. And
that means she's a fan of this. Hold on. Hey, what's up, man? What are you guys playing in the room? Oh, okay.
What is that?
That's my mouse scrolling because that's all I ever hear when you do your live.
No, at least it's not keyboard typing. It used to be keyboard typing.
Oh, it used to be. You're right.
Don't do it because then we'll lose the audio file. You're gonna accidentally hit the Q key and
I'm an idiot. I know.
And the whole shit. What is our ultimate takeaway from this? If we could wrap this shit up on a nice little Trump bow, what would we want to say to these people? What do you want to say to the people who are upset right now? Because with the people who agree with us, who are kind of not as upset, or dare I say it, we might have. What percentage of do we think we have Trump supporters here? What actual supporters?
Trump supporters
on our podcast.
Percentage? I'd probably say maybe like 15% Trump supporters.
I was going to say 10.
I think most of this podcast is made up of people who are indifferent the way we are. We're indifferent to it.
But I voted for Hillary though. So
yeah, but you did it. It was more of a formality, dude. You're shaking off. It's that's a tick. What you experienced was a knee-jerk reaction. You felt I think a part of what made you, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think a part of what made you vote is that I'll give you some credit. You're an intelligent guy, right? You're fucking smart. Yeah. So you figure a smart person should vote because voting represents something. It means I'm informed. It means I'm trying. It means I'm out here. I can complain. I can, that's why I think you did it. I don't think you voted because you wanted to, you just did it. You voted for you. And I think a lot of people are voting for them. And I am willing to be noble enough to look past myself and to say that America's chickens are coming home to roost.
But where are these chickens? Like, what are you talking about with the chickens?
I don't know. I just hope that Eddie doesn't pop up out of nowhere talking about chickens. Okay, look, but listen. What I have to say to people that are upset, what I have to say to them is what I said back then. I said, Radburn and I are old enough to remember a time when our liberal president lost. I've experienced 2 losses, okay? Everything is going to be just fine. Whatever, in my opinion, whatever gets carried out overseas would have been carried out even if Obama or if Hillary was in office. And what you also have to remember is that it's not just the fact that people are racist. It's because Hillary was very unlikable. And also, Hillary gave you the impression that once she came into office, she was going to sell the seat to the highest bidder. She was going to sell, she did it in the past. So you could only assume that everything that she did with the Clinton Foundation, she was then going to do favors for those who donated hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. Collectively, it was hundreds of millions, maybe billions, I think, that the Clinton Foundation got. You know, people that donated 5 million, 2 million, 3 million for speeches. Those were favors that were going to be carried out. So you can only assume that Hillary was going to act outside of your interest. Pay attention to the fact that the media, that Republicans, that Democrats, they all hated Trump. They all hated him. They didn't want him to win. So the person who won was the person who was actually the underdog, the counter person. For once, this is the first time. This is the first time, because I have to say that sort of an underdog was Obama the first time around, but right. John McCain was so old and Sarah Palin was so fucking ridiculous that I was like, you know what? I think Obama's going to win. I think he's got this in the bag. So, you know, he blew him out. It wasn't even close. But this is the first time an underdog has won. So just remember that everything is going to be fine. Don't let the media manipulate you. Losing is a part of life. It builds character. Don't attach yourself too much to elections, because you're going to be a very empty person, because elections are politics in general are conducted by people who really have no souls, and they are motivated by things that regular people should never be motivated by, and that's power. Okay?
I gotta say a couple other things. These are some hot, amazing points I meant to make earlier. Yes, social media. We need to talk about this for a second. When you find yourself,
dude, I'm still here. You don't have to put a cap on this. I mean, go for it.
Right. We need to talk a little bit about what the function is of social media, because it's a little bit different than when Bush won the first 2 times. Okay, I'll say it because of this. Right now, how do I put this? Humans evolve. Okay, not only humans, but concepts evolve. This isn't future talk. The concept of community, the concept of self, politics, country, your family, this changes over time. What the self and group and community means is different than it was in the 90s even. You know why that is? It's not just evolution, which will do it anyway, even if the internet didn't exist, but the internet has changed all of this. So I just want to challenge you guys to just think about this over the next 4 years, if you can. Think about the bubble you live in, because even just talking to us, you're kind of like, we're part of your community, and you guys agree with us on some level. We know you don't agree with us on all shit. I don't agree with you respect on all shit, but like we have enough in common to make us friends and people who talk about shit, and like we understand each other on a certain level. Shut up. But like, take care to understand that like you might be in a position where like you probably in a position where everyone you follow on Twitter or Facebook, like maybe 80-90% of them, maybe even 95, are saying the same shit over and over again, and you might be in an echo chamber. Just like where you live, like where we live right now, where I live, people are baffled that he won. But that's because I'm in a blue state. I'm in a blue area. And it's like, it's very multicultural. It's very LGBT friendly here. All that shit. A lot of interracial couples and all that shit. We don't, like, there are not many Trump supporters here. So, like, take that concept and move that over to the internet. Don't forget that all this shit you're seeing, everyone kind of jerking each other off and saying the same shit over and over again. This is also part of the reason why Trump got elected. It's like you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not seeing all those people, regardless of whether or not you agree with them. Like, I'm just saying objectively, this is what's happening. Like, the internet is narrowing your vision so tight that you're seeing this one side of things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a problem with like Facebook and all that shit. Cause like I see it now where it's like, I'm almost like, I'm hungry to see another perspective. I want to see some people say other shit. Cause it's like, I know how I feel. And I know how fucking everyone in my community feels, and like I want to see like what the other guy is saying, because now I can understand better how this happened and be a little better prepared next time. And I think we could all do well to do that, because alienating them, calling them all racist and deplorables, I understand it to some degree, but also it alienates us further. And I know there's also this rhetoric of like, oh God, it sucks that we have to do that, but it's just like, this is my pipe dream that we're going to get to some level where we don't have a party and we can kind of have a discourse and meet in the middle somewhere. Thank you. Okay.
I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
That's terrible, dude.
I don't know the words
I was on a
to the
roll.
song Rap Run. Yeah, go for it.
No, you completely wiped
I
my
didn't
brain.
do anything.
You
This
did.
is-
You were
this
singing
is no
in my
different-
ear. You were singing in my ear while I was making
I'm
a
sorry if the sweet sound of my voice was distracting.
This is why Trump fucking won. All right, you're the Trump voter. I'm the fucking.
Would anyone like to hear who I voted for?
End the show. We're done.
You would like to know? I casted my vote for Hillary Clinton. Ask me why.
You're not even an American.
That's actually very accurate. Yes, I know. I'm not even a citizen. I don't know how I was able to vote, but all right, you got me. I've got it.